The way I do my videos is I actually just talk to the camera. I don't do scripts or anything. I just kind of rant.
That should be working. And you hear me well, right, guys?
Yep.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
so yeah. Yes, we do.
Fantastic. What? Unfortunately, did you say unfortunately? What?
Of course, I did.
What
But my
the
whole
hell?
personality is British.
got something
sorry.
you don't have.
And maybe like just think about where VR is right now. Because I think I speak for all of us here when I say we're always hunting for the next thing.
Yes.
But right now, it's in a good place. I think it's in a good place. I've met so many good people on VR. I'm excited to eat this burger.
Where's your goodness, Brad?
Yeah, so I got these are actually McDonald's toys from like the 80s, apparently. My mom got them.
Oh, why they are?
Yeah, so they're very fancy. And then I got one that's from like today, and it's like a plastic piece of crap. So
What year are you, Bradley? If I can ask.
94.
All right. Okay. Well,
So
and short are you?
91.
oh,
90,
okay.
baby.
I'm the oldest one here. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
That's
no,
why we
no.
call you Grandad. That's why we call you Grandad.
Granddad. Okay. Boomer. All right.
I'm
Are we
getting meat
recording already or what?
Yeah, I've recorded.
Oh, we're
all this.
recording. Already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. All right. Listen. Sadly,
Mhm.
our today's guest is
Oh.
Bradley.
Yeah.
So the lamest joke I could come up with. So because I'm oldest one here, so I'm sorry.
You really are.
And
It's
but
Okay.
really happy to have you with us. It's really cool, and thank you
amazing,
for
man.
accepting invitation.
No,
how
thank
are you
you
doing
for
today?
having me. I love talking. I love hearing my own voice. That's why I made a YouTube channel.
I like you
Yes.
more now.
And
Not
because
gonna
I was scammed into doing it. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
You go in VR
so-
chat world and you put your speakers back through your mic so you can hear yourself when you're speaking.
That's amazing. Actually.
That would, you know what? That's actually reminds me of when I first started doing like VR YouTube. I think I had to do that at some point.
Oh my!
I had
We all
some
had.
because I don't know why I had to do it at some point to make sure. I don't know. I was freaking terrible at doing YouTube back then, so I had to do it for some reason, some sort of feedback reason. It was awful. It was like,
May
it was like
I confess?
mhm.
It's a preparation because, apart from Shoda, I'm actually a professional. So I was in this duo, and I actually went and watched some of your oldest YouTube videos.
Oh god, I'm
Man,
so sorry.
that was fun.
Holy
I'm
was
so
great.
sorry. No, they're good.
no, it wasn't. I can't even click. I can't do it.
So this game, pretty self-explanatory.
I already cringe, but when I go that far back, I just die. I pass out. Too much.
I enjoy them, man. I enjoy them. It was very interesting. It was great. I love them, really.
I don't know what's wrong with you, but cool. No, okay.
Oh, I mean, there's so many things wrong with me. So if I start telling you, we'll be here for 2.5 hours and we'll cover nothing else than that. So let's not
I
dive
will-
there.
I will say I'm really glad I am way past those days of my content career. Holy crud, those are wild days. Yeah.
Wild
I'm glad I
experimental
switched.
days.
I'm glad I switched focuses in general. Like, yeah, freaking. Oh, well, actually, in general, like, when I started VR, I only started it because it was like the new thing in gaming, right? Like, I was kind of getting bored of gaming back then. I was like, all the games are kind of the same. So then this VR thing came out, and I was like, oh, I'll try VR gaming, and it was pretty like, wow, that's awesome back then. Now I'm like bored of VR gaming.
I'm used to this.
Yeah,
Nothing
I'm
wowing
bored of
me
VR gaming.
anymore.
So now I'm like obsessed with the hardware and like the next era of computing stuff that's not really totally gaming related, but there is some segues into it. So yeah,
Has it ruined
how do you
flat
actually
games for you?
Flat game?
Has it ruined pancake gaming as well? So you can't play pancake gaming. And You can't play VR gaming. Both are boring
honestly,
now.
yeah, like I bought a Steam Deck, right? And then when I had a friend that was the same thing actually, but I bought, and they made me realize this, but I bought a Steam Deck, and when I went into my library, I was thinking to myself, man, I have like 500 plus games from over the years, right? And most of them were just like trash VR games. So I actually had I have like no good library of flat games even to play on my Steam Deck for the most part. There is one game that I will play all the time flat, and that's Dota 2.
Warcraft.
No,
Dota 2.
Dota.
Close though. But yeah, that game.
Wait, do you
But I would
play it on Steam Deck?
No, I don't play it on Steam Deck. I
it
will.
needs to be
I will actually. I'll play it. At this point, I've been recently playing it while I'm in like in the virtual theater on my headset, while I'm still using keyboard and mouse. But that game is like an addiction. I don't recommend it to anyone.
I play League of Legends from time to time. And
the scrub Dota, that makes sense.
I love it. I love it as well. And I mean, I remember the day when my friend came to me, and at that time League of Legends, that's how old I am. Okay, at that time League of Legends was like in private beta or something like that, like really early days of League of Legends.
Wow, that is a long time ago.
Yeah, and he came to me. He's like, "Bro, I got this invite. Okay, I can send you the invite." Or I don't know. I don't remember. He's like, "Can we play?" And I said, "Like, show me what it is." Because I was, for me, all the games were completely destroyed because of Ultima Online in 1999. Because the moment you kind of touch the world generated by users, all multiplayer, all the single player games just gone. I was not able to play anything. And I said, okay, show me what it is. I mean, it cannot be that interesting. And he showed me the game and said, play with me. I want to, let's play. Let's do the team and let's play. I was like, okay. So I started playing it, and he kind of taught me and lured me into this thing. And I don't play it often, but probably like one time per month, I'll just load it and play a few games. And then, it's pretty fun game.
Yeah, that's what those games are really good for. Like, you just pop in anytime. You still kind of keep your skills over time, and it just translates well to that feelings. If we're gonna talk about modern gaming, I'm not again, not much of a gamer, so I don't know how many gamers watch this, but like, I have tried some modern games, and I swear to God, I feel like every single game that releases, they all feel like jobs. Like, you gotta like build everything up from the ground up. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's like I don't want to go work in the coal mines when I play a game. I just kind of want to relax and have fun.
I worked in Ultima Online in a coal mine. Oh my god!
Massive time.
Like I think, I don't know. It's very weird how I'm not. I used to be all over games, and that's what kind of got me interested in technology, was gaming. But now it's like everything else is just a lot more interesting to me.
Just sport for choice. There's too many games out there. Too many games. Delete some games. Just delete.
And also some of the quote unquote best games are on like console platforms. And I really, when I got PSVR 2, for example, I was actually kind of I kind of forgot what it's like to be on a console, basically. Because like you kind of just get used to this like openness of PC, like being able to not just mod stuff or do things the way you want, but like
I agree.
Yeah, they throw like a subscription just to go online. I'm like, oh frick, where am I? Like, it's it's really weird.
Xbox Live Gold to chat. Yeah.
It's just weird. And like, and you're talking about VR chat, and I'm sure in some cases like Somnium Space, right? Like, when you see that sandboxy stuff, like where people are doing custom content, when you see what those people are able to do when they have the tools, like, you just feel like everything is so far in the future compared to like what releases as a product or whatever, and you're like, it's not as interesting,
Exactly. And it's most of the time this is like 1-2 developers, they're doing this content by themselves, and most of the time they don't get paid for that what they're doing, yet they still do better job than many games, right? And this is exactly, this is the combination of user generated content on one side, multiplayer basically being able to kind of consume that content together, and VR destroyed 99.9% of all the games out there. Like, I can't play almost anything. The only thing I can play is basically maybe some FPS shooter. We used to play, just because from back of the day, I used to play Unreal Tournament, And we used to get like in our office after the lunch break or after the lunch, we just came in and played like 1-2 games for 20 minutes of Unreal Tournament. And then Epic took it and closed it.
Yeah,
And the question is like, why? Why did they do it? Epic, why? It cost them maybe $500 on server costs because there was like literally 20 people in the world who were playing that game, and they just abandoned it and completely closed the service. I'm like, oh my God, no. What is going on with these people? But yeah, all other games, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old.
I totally
you are proof that I'm not. Maybe it's
I totally agree with that. Like, and also like there's also like I'm not even just this doesn't even just cover gaming for VR, but like a lot of times when you're in these platforms where people just make things like that, they're actual everyday VR users. So like I don't know. I always feel like a lot of VR software or AR software is made by people that don't touch VR very often. Like you just kind of get that impression compared to like, it's just that annoys me constantly.
There's a clear divide of passion, and then people just companies that just want to make money, and you can clear like Somnium Space and VR Chat. They're huge examples of that. Some of the worlds I've been to,
Resonate, Neos and stuff. Yeah,
I can't even imagine it. It just blows my mind. I'm just sitting there like, this is pretty. This is so pretty. And then someone in a Knuckles avatar back in the day would ruin that.
Do we?
It's you. You did it.
Me?
You sound just like
my
him.
voice is completely different.
Do you know the way?
I lived through that, man. 2,000 hours on that game.
By the way, Brett, while I was preparing for this interview, listen, I'm like Lex Friedman here. Preparing for the interview, I was going through your old videos, right? And I found out that one of the most popular, if not the most popular videos of your channel are job simulator videos. Is that correct?
yeah, that's basically
that was funny. That was funny.
The weirdest thing about those videos, and this is what always shocks people, whenever they go back to it, is I didn't say one word in any of those videos.
Yeah.
The VR. The actions you did in VR back then, or with a game like that, just communicated more than words back then. So people really resonated just by it. It was like it's like a mime, right? Like a mime in the park sort of thing. Like people really, I would exaggerate every action I did, and people just really liked it. They thought it was really funny and enjoyable.
But on for your protection, I'll tell you had 2 different angle cameras. One, the first person view cameras, and the green screen from the side. Come on, that's some production level. Okay?
That was actually that was it looks stupid now, but that was like a really experimental thing. And then later on, like I was always kind of back when I cared about quality of my content. No, I always would try to do like stuff like that because I always thought it was like really hard to convey. It still is hard to convey VR on a flat screen, right? So
100%.
Before Live was a thing, I was doing the mixed reality stuff before that, and that was awesome. But yeah, now these days I realize like, hey, I can just do podcast style like this, and people, as long as you have information that's useful to people's brains, I'll just do that.
And they'll listen, and they will listen. I mean,
you need to find some interesting information. Damn it, I ain't got anything here. There's nothing. It's just rambling. Damn it.
But it's also a side effect because sometimes you have periods of no information. You're like, holy frick, what the frick do I do now? Oh God.
Then you data mine in Steam VR.
Oh, then you do like I do. You just put Quest 3 and go drive your Tesla. But I never drove it. Okay. But
yeah.
But I never did. I didn't drive it. I didn't drive. I have
you
to say
did drive it.
I
you
didn't drive it. No, I didn't. That's
having to go
all fake news.
Playing VR
you can put this video again on the screen. I don't care, but I didn't drive it. Okay, it's all fake news.
You can't say anything.
Okay. By the way, I just saw your tweet. I'm the master of segues. Okay, I just saw your tweet, and you said about Quest 3 that you finally gathered all your thoughts together, and then you are ready to publish the review video.
Yeah.
Because this video will be published after your review. Tell us what are your thoughts? What are your conclusions? Because we have a lot of conclusions here among us, both of us here. But what are your thoughts about Quest 3?
So I think it's important to preface that I've never liked any other Quest headset like ever. Um no, like seriously, like I really
I agree with you.
oh
I
yeah,
can do
yeah.
this.
Like you go back to some of my reviews and they're very scathing, every single one. Quest 3, there's a lot of nitpicking in that review, but I say at the very end, basically, it's in a much better direction than every other single Quest that they've released so far. However, because so here's the thing with reviews. I'm always trying to put myself in like who's gonna use this headset like every time. Like that's why it takes me like a month to
Monkey
do
tag
them.
players.
Yeah, like it takes me a month to do them because everyone gets like that that honeymoon phase for a new VR headset like every single time. And then like a couple of weeks most people will just put them in the closet.
It's a very good point. It's a very good point.
Yeah, no, it's true. So like it's always useful for me because I even I get through that trap where it's like I get a new headset, I'm like, oh, this feature is really nice. I can see myself using that. And I never use it again. So basically the way I put it is so the big defining feature of Quest 3 is it's mixed reality still. Like that's kind of thing they constantly advertise. And I basically said it's not as good as they advertise. It's basically the level of mixed reality today in that headset is basically the level of VR was back when the Vive first released, right?
Very well said. Very well said.
Yeah. So it's like
now.
Yeah. So it's like mega enthusiasts might be able to get some use out of it like today, but I can't. I don't find myself using it very often because it's just like I'll use it for a couple things like digital screens or stuff, and I do stand by the fact that I think it's kind of cool to go outside and use it for like for that. I swear to God, like that's the only time I really want to use it. Is it like if it's a sunny day outside and I want to just compute on like a desk out or like a park or something? I think it's really nice for that. But every time I'm indoors, I don't really want to use it. All the other stuff about it, I think the visuals for VR are still pretty good. They're good. What other stuff about the headset do
what do you reckon
I?
of the speakers.
Speakers, I say are okay. I give it so much.
But the best is the microphone. Microphone is.
Yeah, I give it. I literally say in the video that's my least favorite part about it. Actually, is the microphone makes me not want to use it at all.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I am a social VR user, and it actually shocks me that Meta, who wants to push this social metaverse, always releases, or at least the last 2 devices they release have like garbage microphones that you don't want to hear people talk through much. It always.
Did they put the CV1 mic in there or something?
No, they probably bought a lot of mics from Vive or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's really it really is just I don't know. Like, and it's crazy because they have a triple microphone array that you would think like, oh hey, this would be good quality, but I don't know. They still have not. Quest Pro had same issue. It's like it would pop. It was really bad quality. Every time I hop into a multiplayer lobby, someone's like, "Hey, what?"
Did they go? You're in the Quest 3, aren't you? You're in the Quest 3.
Yeah. I hate that. Like that's awful. That's a terrible thing. Every time I go into VR, like every day, I hear that.
I honestly, from the standpoint of Meta has a lot of money and they burn a lot of money on R&D.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of like me developing the headset for the last 2 years, we did spend several months on the microphones, right? But if you spend that time, you can do it right. It's not that like suddenly it's bad. You can't. You have to spend some time. You have to test it. You test it once, twice, 3 times, then several weeks, and you do it, and then it's fine. I mean, you have to spend time. But I cannot imagine how they could not have someone who should have checked it, right, or something, and they should have said like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Okay, let's continue. This is done. This feature is done. I cannot imagine that. Like, how is it?
That's usually my problem with. I was just complaining about people who make software in it. You can tell if they don't use VR daily or a daily VR user. A lot of Meta hardware for me are very like that. Like the Quest Pro for me, they made a lot of decisions that I was just like, okay, who is this for? Who actually spent longer than 15 minutes wearing this and testing? And yeah, the microphone's one of those things there. It's like, and some people were like, "Oh, it's because of the pancake lenses. The microphones are closer to your face or whatever."
What?
But
Oh my
no,
God,
and the
that's
Bigscreen
complete-
Beyond has a
no,
good
no.
mic, and that's even closer to your
Exactly.
face.
It has
So-
amazing mic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a really good one. So yeah, I don't know. But to being more nice to the headset, I think still the optics. I'm really still really happy about the optical stack in that headset. While it's less brighter, or it's less bright as Quest Pro and maybe some of the other Fresnel headsets, I still think it's very good. Motion clarity is fine and everything, but I just said it's a good headset. It's my favorite Quest headset, but it's still far from what I would market as a AR focus or mixed reality headset. And you know, even the software, like I don't use a Quest very often. So every time I do, like a new Quest does come out, I kind of like get reintroduced to the software stack and everything of the OS and everything. And I'm always like kind of shocked because it goes back to what you said about like how much money they spend on XR, right? And you're like you open up, you run into bugs so often on the operating system, and like it's just like a mishmash of
The
things.
glitchiness
Like
and
They got
complexity.
scared.
Complexity
They got
is
scared.
insane.
Yeah,
I was talking about this in my review of Quest because you know I'm the YouTuber too as well right now. And
Right.
and no and I you know
Full of
and I was and I said you know I use Pico 4. It's one of my favorite headsets. It's definitely the favorite standalone headset for sure. I'm between Pico 4 and Index. Obviously testing VR1, but you know my daily driver is Index and Pico 4, and obviously I bought the Quest 3. We got it here. I tried it. All those, you know, the mixed reality, immediately you kind of see it. Okay, that's still blurry, still wobbly. Like, okay, freak the blurry.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind.
You can read your phone on it though. Remember?
No, you can't. You
phone.
can't. That's the problem. I can't. And this wobbliness of the image, I thought they will fix it. You know, because that was one of the biggest complaints from the Quest Pro. Because Quest Pro was a disaster.
Yeah,
and
it was.
And they didn't. And I was like, what is going on here? Because if you put the Pico 4, maybe the quality of the pass-through is not that stereoscopic. Okay, you can see it. It's not maybe that let's say high resolution, even though it's not bad, but you can read the phone. The auto, you know, exposure adjustment on Pico 4 is good. You can read the phone, you can read the text, you can read it. And that's what I use it for. You know, if I'm in Pico 4, I get the message, I just double tap on the headset, I use my phone, I answer, and that's it. Like, I don't need that fancy thing. But as you said, they marketed it and like, oh, that's a mixed reality thing. And I think Mark went into this trap which Apple put for him, because Mark realized, because when he announced the Quest, when was he announced originally March, April?
He got scared, didn't he? He got.
It was the week before WWDC.
Exactly. So he got so scared, and I can feel it. Like I can feel he's not confident about the position he has. And they rushed this announcement. They showed it to those journalists, right?
He's like,
I said like, wow,
too. We've got a mixed reality. Look at our mixed reality headset.
Exactly. That was the message, right? And kind of he went into that trap, because Apple is just sitting there and they're like, sure, okay, do whatever you want. It's fine. It's okay. And I guess from the reviews we've got from people who tried it, like, you know, MKBG and Upload VR and Road to VR band and stuff, like it's good. Like it's really, really good. Maybe it's not Holy Grail yet, but it's very close to Holy Grail. It's maybe the first device which people want to use, right? And Mark just went into that trap. He just went in and it just closed. And he's right now he's there because, as you said, mixed reality, you use it once for the first encounters, you use it maybe twice for, you know, the monitors and stuff, and then you don't use it ever again.
I use it when I'm eating chips. I just... That's
that's
the only reason
why.
You mean this? I can do it without.
I think that rush is also like, again, going back to like the operating system, and like you feel that rush to match that. Like clearly the Quest was VR focused for a long time, including the operating system, all the choices they made. But like they're so quickly trying to rush it to be the AR.
I forgot
system.
what I was telling. I said I have Pico 4, right? I got Quest 3, and I play I install Hyperdash and VR Chat on normal games. I install on the on which I have, and then I just go in. I use it once. I use it twice, and somehow I want to go back to Pico. I don't know. I'm really honest here. Why? I kind of figured it out because Pico is much easier to use in their menus. It just their menus are not trying to. They're not trying to play some very sophisticated, style games with the user. They just give you menus which are straightforward. They're big enough. You just click on the things and they do what they do. They do what they're telling you to do. And that for me is important because I can go from one experience to another within 3 seconds. In Meta, I click here, it pops up there. I go there, it tells me this, and I'm clicking there, and now I'm in the game. Because I actually thought, okay, Quest 3 has new processor, right? All the the more GPU, more CPU, all of this stuff, and more RAM, right? And I said, wait a second, why do I feel on Pico 4 that Hyperdash loads faster than on Quest 3? And I went and I actually timed it. Okay. And what I found out that if you just count from the moment you press open on both headsets, Pico 4 loads it 2 seconds slower. So you're gaining 2 seconds on Quest 3. You're in the game 2 seconds faster. But to get to that open button, I need to click through 2 or 3 steps in Quest while I just need to click once in Pico. And that's why my brain thought, oh, I'm getting faster in Pico 4 into the game than in Quest. Maybe I am, because that's the feeling. Right. So this is just, something is off. And I don't know. I'm not using Quest 3 almost at all. I'm just using Pico 4 for standalone stuff.
I wish I had more time with Pico 4 because I'm in America, so I can't just order one. I'd have to import it and do it, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Send him one.
Yeah.
Oh, I can. I have too many Pico 4s here.
One thing I remember trying the Pico 4, maybe 10 minutes is all I've had with it at a show.
Oh wow! No, you need to try.
Send him one.
Yes, you're getting Pico 4. Honestly, you're getting Pico 4. We'll make it happen. You need to spend time with this headset.
It is amazing. Genuinely.
I've never had people who said that they returned it, who bought it, especially if they use it for virtual desktop, right? Because that's
perfect.
Most people I talk to, that's all they use VR headsets for. They're standalone anyways. They go into virtual desktop and that's it.
Yep.
And that's their design of putting the battery in the back is something I really wish what Quest 3 did.
And I'm sorry, they're giving you this out of the box. Okay, this is out of the box.
Maybe do it.
No, don't pull that Quest 3 thing strap. This is horrible stuff. But this is just out of the box. Great device. Okay, value is incredible. And that new Black Friday deal they're doing right now, where they give you 3 games, good games. I think Arizona Sunshine and then 2 more, and it's $329.
Yeah,
this is the headset to buy. I'm sorry, it is the headset to buy, because Quest is $550 plus the strap, it's $600 plus the games. It's a lot. It's basically twice as expensive as Pico 4. It's not twice better. For sure, it's not twice as good as Pico 4. No. So yeah, Quest 3 kind of feels like a rushed a little bit. So
it's and it's the rumors of the next headset from Meta is even more.
Tell us. I don't know, actually. I didn't hear any rumors.
Oh well, they're working on making a $200
the Quest Lite. Oh my god, I don't want to even touch that thing. Please.
Yeah. I
have front-end lenses.
I'm really frustrated about that. That's everything I hate about the VR industry is when stuff like that happens. But I don't think Meta would
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't think Meta would do something like that at this stage of the market unless they had confidence in the Quest 3, and I guess they don't because they're doing that.
I think it will sell worse than Quest 2. Quest 3 will sell less than Quest 2. That's my personal opinion.
But I think, I always think the Quest 2 was only as popular as the COVID. Yeah. So I expected that as well. That's why I like the stance of Apple and what you guys are doing is I don't think hardware is good enough in VR to just cut features and make a cheap
Yes, no,
product. Like,
please,
you go
exactly. It's
forward,
not
don't you?
yet
You
there,
go
and we
forward.
need to
Not.
get people excited about it. Maybe less people,
Yeah.
okay, because the hardware will be more expensive. But
Yeah.
still, those who will get it, they'll say like, "Oh my god, yes, this is it." You know, like this is it. I want to use it. And I we always say here in the office, we always like during the lunch, we rant about it and we say, I don't know if you agree with this, but to me, this whole standalone saga of trying to port everything to standalone just diminished the quality of the games we're getting.
Yeah.
Just need
To
to
me,
stop.
this
It
is
needs to
a
stop.
crime, you know, because of standalones, all the games are now, you know, the textures are washed
Yeah.
out, the quality of the because somehow, not all the games, of course, but somehow many games, they just decide, okay, we'll just put it towards the standalones and we're not going to optimize towards PCVR, you know, and that's it. And then you're getting this like Asgard thing right now.
Oh, the
you know,
second one. Oh, yeah, that's
the new game they just released, right? I
Assassin's
tried it.
Creed.
I tried it, and to me, while it's okay game, it is okay game. It's definitely fun in some moments. It's not bad looking, but is it a AAA game which will push the boundary of VR? Hell no, I don't think
Yeah.
so. It's okay game. Like it is okay game, but it's not worth the $60 or I don't know how much they want for it, which is
Yeah.
a lot of money. And I don't know, like people were excited in the reviews. I saw a lot of people reviewing and they're like, oh, that's really great and stuff. But to be honest, I kind of played it 2 times and I'm not returning to it. I just don't want.
That's actually the same with me for that game. That's literally what happened to me. Everyone was telling me I gotta play it, even though I don't. Obviously, I got through my whole spiel about gaming, but I still want to check out stuff like that, obviously. And that was the same with me. It was fun to see some of the mechanics and stuff like early on. But for some reason, I'm not very excited to return to it, or I don't feel the rush to return to
exactly.
it.
Is it because
have it,
we've
but-
already played through this, like you say, back in 2015, when all this what was on PCVR, and it's just like it's only just started catching up, but it's still not as good.
I literally said that in my video. I said basically Assassin's Creed VR graphics wise is like running 2016 VR on a 970. That's basically what I said. That exact
Yeah.
thing.
Oh my
in my
God.
video.
100% agree with you. 100%.
Yeah.
It's this.
And like, and well, the crazy thing about that game, you know, I remember back then, constantly you would go to these developer conferences and they'd be like, okay, these are all the no-nos of VR development. The biggest
I know where you're
no-no,
going.
yeah, the biggest no-no was reproject all the time. Basically, do not rely on reprojection constantly just to render your game at a higher fidelity level. Like people will get sick, and like not even just Quest 3, not even just Quest 3. This is something that happens to PSVR 2 as well that shocks me as even well. You notice that you notice that reprojection artifacting. I don't know. For me, I noticed like a bit of a micro stutter
me feel
constantly
sick.
on Quest 3,
I can't
and
do it.
it's just like I don't know. It's just every, like you said, there's this rush to port things to a standalone processor, like no matter what is lost in the process, and some of the things that literally people decided back in the olden days that this might make people sick and this will poison the well. People rush to that first thing right now, so it's kind of sad there.
Yeah, I mean, I as being also in shoes of the game software developer for VR, and we decided to do one of the most complex things, like a huge open world with everything rendered at the same time. So we spent a lot of time optimizing, just a lot of time optimizing and you know, Shoda knows. And I just opened the game, you know, and I just see all those like things where like some shortcuts they've taken here and there, and you know, here this slide is baked and not perfect, you know, that you know, and you just go through these things and like, yeah, they needed to do it because it's standalone. If you would do it like Half-Life Alyx, I think has amazing graphics. I think it has amazing scenes fidelity. I mean, I think I spent more time in Half-Life Alyx just being in the scene than playing the game. Like for me, that's how it is. I just was like, wow, you know, that's great. So yeah, and as someone who was born in Eastern Europe, like in East Ukraine, I remember those scenes, like they're very, very authentic.
Oh,
right. You know, so to me, this is like, for you, it's like science fiction. To me, it's like, I mean, nice, you know, like I can recognize what, you know, I lived in this. So it's like very, very interesting to see, but they did a great job. Like they did a great job. And you literally see that someone who they were working on this title and involves someone who was actually understanding the culture of that of that region, was helping them, because they got so many like clues right. And that what made me confident. Like the game is not just, hey, we put something together, you can jump around and use some controllers and we give you some narrations and boom, boom, some textures, you know, 2K here, 1K there, 3K there, and then there's some real-time light and boom, we charge you $60. I don't think that's it. You know, that's much more difficult and nuanced than what we're getting today on standalones.
I think this perfectly like makes me so. I kind of want to segue because I think what we're talking about for me is something I've actually been planning to make a video about this whole topic, ironically. And it's not even just for the gaming wise, but like, so I am a big fan of like doing like virtual monitors in like a VR or AR space. I do it all the time, and I'm a big believer of it when the hardware is like shooting on all cylinders. And one thing I complain about constantly, or I should say there's a lot of little things that a lot of operating systems don't like support what I want from doing this. For example, if I use Windows with a Quest 3 or even my Index or whatever, I cannot just easily create a bunch of virtual desktops with their own rendering situation. I always have to record my main monitor that I'm not even using most of the time in real life. So I'm limited by screen space, amount of monitors, resolution, a lot of different things. And even if I can just pop up digital monitors that's just rendered directly for my VR use case, that would help. Now, what people will tell me is if you go to programs like Immersed or Horizon Workrooms, you can just use you can create 2 virtual monitors basically with the Windows system or the Mac systems. Now, that's true, and I think that's a good start. But you are heavily held back, in my opinion, by the fidelity of the environments you're stuck in by using those 2 apps. Like, I don't know if you've ever done Horizon Workrooms, for example.
I did.
Yeah, I tried it. And this goes back to, we're talking about fidelity in terms of like gaming, right? It's like, you know, it's really immersive to have the super high fidelity thing. Imagine working in just this crappy looking cartoon environment, right? That drives me insane that they think that I want to be in like an 80s cartoon. Like, it looks so awful and so like
textures are washed out. They are washed out. The textures are washed out.
That's why I'm like, oh, I want to be able to do this stuff in VR chat, for example, where I have a bunch of different worlds that are all artistically and highly rendered and beautiful, and just have billions of choices on my fingertips. And they'll be like, well, you can, but you can just turn on the pass-through. And then it goes back to our early discussion where the pass-through is not even there most of the time for it anyway. So it's like, ironically, and this is what I wanted to talk about this. Ironically, the pass-through, despite being how grainy it is in like early days, it's still more enjoyable than being in
here. I agree.
Environments for working. So that's how bad it is. Like, so fidelity, not just immersive for gaming, but holy frick, if you want to like be in a relaxing and beautiful environment, just doing stuff, so annoying. So they can't do it still. Drives me nuts.
Yeah. I mean, does VR chat have the Jesus Christ, the monitor working feature? Like, can you open your monitors?
No. So that's why I'm like a big fan of overlays. Like I constantly talk about Steam.
Yeah, overlays are great. Yeah.
Yes, I think like that concept. So I've heard that Meta has pushed heavily against overlays in the OpenXR working group, and the main reason I think that is because standalone hardware cannot push the idea of overlays running on top of their immersive games, right? Like you're already super compute starved, but on a PC, the idea of like running an immersive app and then like tons of things, what 2D or 3D on top of it, is like the perfect use case. And like that's what I constantly do is like on Quest, if you want to do the Vermilion painting app, which I love that application. I think it's well made constantly. You can just run that and that's it, right? Like you're stuck in it. On the PC, you can run VR chat, pop that virtual canvas from Vermilion as an overlay because they made it so you can do that, and just literally paint the environments you're in, whether it's VR chat or Half-Life Alyx or whatever, and then still have all your digital monitors as their own overlays. Like that is what I want from my spatial computing stuff. I don't want this like, okay, you get 3 monitors, you're stuck in a cartoon room, that's it. Like there's so much more. Like you need variability. If Windows came out today and just said, hey, we're not even going to release a desktop environment, you just get this one freaking browser and that's it, like people would be like, this is the most useless thing ever, right? Like that's how I see this stuff going on right now. It drives me nuts.
Low poly cartoon texture, beautiful.
Just makes me so sad.
And you're in jeopardy of the limited
Steam VR
space.
doing
and you're held back. Yeah, Steam VR does the overlays, and honestly, even Valve has not fleshed out the overlay system enough yet. The Vermilion dev had to literally like basically use some code left over from a Valve project from something and figure it out themselves. But like games like Daimyo, for example, I like the Daimyo games. I think they're pretty fun, especially the new one that came out. That's like competitive Daimyo. That's like way more fun than Daimyo. But I look at that game and I'm like, this is the perfect kind of game that would work as a Steam VR overlay because I can pop it up in VR chat or whatever and just play it once in a while, or I can just change the pass-through and the overlay will stay there because overlays are persistent between AR and VR, and they're the perfect system. I hate it. It makes me
so passionate.
They are. I'll throw some teaser here because we in Somnium we basically developing our own overlay for some certain use cases we're going to be using, and it's not easy. But we've spent considerable amount of time developing it. It's like 95% done. And we will be using overlay because, as you said, it's persistent, it's consistent with what user expects. It can be always with you. You can make it smaller, bigger. You can do lots of stuff with overlay, and it helps a lot, especially if we talk about social VR and other things. And if you want to connect different apps together, like that's where you need overlay. So that's where we are going with this as a social app. We're I think overlay is the way to go. But it's difficult to develop.
Yes,
it's difficult to do it right, and that's why such a small amount of people and developers doing it, and it doesn't run on, of course, on standalones. It needs PC. You need to have compute power,
proper power.
There's no documentation almost for it.
Yeah, nothing.
It's
like
you
either know how to do it, how to, or you don't. Like that's it. And then you have to put it together and then polish it and polish it and polish it and polish it, and then you get it right, maybe. So it's the return on investment is very questionable, let's say, to say the least. But that's
there's a meme. Story. There's kind of a meme, especially among VR chat users, where every time someone launches VR chat, like how it shows your friend's Steam status whenever they launch a game. Well, usually when they launch VR, like they'll have 10 different overlay programs launched, so you get spammed by all their overlays because people who use VR all the time, they're constantly using a bunch of them all at once. So it's like, it's only the crazy passionate people that expect no return of investment to figure out usually how to do them. And I'm really angry at Valve for not pushing it more. Like that's the one thing I want them to really push.
Okay, wait. This is a shocker. You are angry at Valve?
I get pissed.
What?
I'm pissed off at them all the freaking time. Oh my god! But overlays are the biggest pain in my
dive in and expose all their filthy secrets and data mining. I love it.
Who do you think more mad? You at them or they at you?
Well, it's probably goes both ways right now. To be honest. Like
you get an email from Steam after this. So this video for slagging us off. No.
The only time I was messaged by a Valve dev was when they were making. It was a scary time. I'll just leave it at that. But
Wait, what?
What did you
No,
do?
like they
more?
weren't
Can we know
like
more?
threatening with any like
Hint.
legal stuff, but they were like they were like questioning if they had a mole or something spreading stuff. It's like a couple of
Oh.
years ago. Yeah, it was very serious like tone, right? So yeah.
Okay, I
sorry,
can
Mr.
complain
Valve.
about Valve here. Can I? Can I?
Go on,
Yeah.
then.
Do
what
you know what? Do you know what they did? Do you know what they did to us? Do you know what they did? Because Valve has
They did.
changed their terms and conditions probably last year somewhere,
Mm.
and they said anything which has to do with AI and blockchain
Oh,
has to go. Has to go. Okay.
right.
Okay. So recently, I think it was on your Discord, someone has pointed like, why is Somnium on Steam? And we were like, that's a
Dodgy
good
crypto,
question.
bro. That's why.
What
Dodgy
the hell is
crypto, bros.
what the hell is going on?
Uh-oh.
Thankfully, 95% of our users are downloading Somnium directly from our website, so that's not a big problem. But like, and the email notifying us about that went somewhere to like, I don't know, somewhere to spam or whatever, was different email address. I don't even know. So yeah, they just pulled the plug, and finally it was kind of like in the same. Look, I really respect what Valve is doing with for the ecosystem. Like Steam VR is good. I mean, as good as it gets, and Lighthouse and everything. I mean, they did that a lot, and we're utilizing that, of course, to build our headset. But you know, they just like obviously there are AI characters in Somnium Space, like, and that's nothing wrong in that. It's great. I mean, you can talk to them, and you know, the people, our users, are implementing them in their worlds, and you can do some bunch of stuff with this.
Yeah.
But of course, they read online that we're a blockchain metaverse. Okay, a very hot topic. The point is, they didn't go in and check that actually you cannot transact inside VR. It all happens outside the platform, and inside you can just show what you have, but it's nothing. You cannot do anything with it. But they still just deleted the app from the store. I'm like, thanks, Valve.
It's
Thank
hilarious
you.
how Somnium
Like,
Space
what?
got deleted, but I'm looking at my upcoming trending, and we've got VR hentai lesbian sex. It's just still in there. That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what?
Was this like shortly after someone mentioned it in my Discord that you got
No,
the...
unfortunately, it was, you know, while we are building the headset, we of course have to engage with various people,
Gotcha.
and probably they noticed us after we, you know, because we were not that big, and they kind of checked and they read the description, and it was saying like blockchain in the description, and I understand, okay, but like look, I wrote back, and of course I replied, and I explained them what is happening, and hopefully there will be some resolution. In any case, I mean, for us it's not a huge deal and deal breaker, but just it just shows that, you know, I know that many people hate on the blockchain, and fine. I mean, there were so many scams in that, and I understand that it's okay, but I'm just saying, like, the whole point of just deleting something like this without actually going in and checking whether you can actually do something with that in the platform, like outside you can, but inside it's because it's decentralized, right? I cannot control it. So I mean, that's just funny story, but it's okay. I mean, for us, nothing changed. Our users will anyway download everything from the website.
Yeah,
so
I'm kind of shocked because I thought
Neos is still there.
I was about to say no, Neos. I remember Neos had a similar situation, and they had to just remove. I think they just removed the crypto from the Steam build.
Yeah, but
somehow.
they had the payment there. They had the payment system inside. Like, you were able to transfer something, and they were you were able. But in our case, you cannot transfer coins from one user to another. It's impossible. Everything you do are on those decentralized platforms, and the only thing you do show is what is in your wallet. But it has nothing to do with the block. It just shows you your ownership, nothing else. And they just didn't, like, okay, blockchain. Oh my god, blockchain.
Bye-bye.
This user. Bye-bye.
They're scammers, bros.
And probably they also saw AI somewhere.
Yeah, that's very valid.
It's their platform. Look, in the end of the day, I sometimes I see like people complaining about, you know, Apple Store and Google Play and stuff. In the end of the day, it is their platform. They're running it, and they can do whatever they want. It's their rules. And you know, I can be better about this. I can say, hey, Valve, you should have checked, and I don't know what. But in the end of the day, it's their decision, and I have to respect it, and I do respect that. So I'll try to, of course, you know, discuss with them. But if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. It's the truth of life. I can do nothing.
I want to know something now, Bradley. You done about VR chat earlier. I just want to know how many hours you got in it. If you want to tell me.
Oh,
Oh.
at least
We need some
2,000,
dramatic music.
which isn't that many, I feel,
It's
because
the same as me.
oh really?
Yeah, I've just hit
Holy
2,000.
frick.
Oh god.
We're just light degenerates compared to some
Yeah,
people.
it's just I'm a weekend warrior, so
Yeah,
I
2K,
use that.
2K is not that much actually. I think
It's not for the but
2K.
I only go.
I
in
I
and
don't
started
even know.
work-
I don't even want to know how much I got in Somnium. Like, I don't want to.
I
really
actually
don't want to count.
started VR chat pretty late. Like maybe I started a couple years ago, and
Okay.
that's actually the one thing I kick myself all the time for. Is like I had friends kept telling me to get into it, and I just kept not, because actually the stuff about the knuckles and everything, like that kind of freaked me out. like like the whole meme time that like scared me away for a while.
You ever have Crusades coming through in full armor when you first started? I've never laughed so much in my entire existence.
I just like everyone else, I logged in probably as like a curiosity during that whole phase, right? The whole big blow up period of that.
Yeah.
And it was
It's an experience, isn't it?
It was constant back then that you would run into these people, and it was like that scared me. That was what scared me away, is like that whole thing of it.
Because I've been using the Quest 3 a lot in a green screen room. Do you know what I mean? With the pass through.
Wait, say again?
So I've been playing a lot more of VR chat recently.
Yep.
Going back to the Quest 3, a pass through use. I've been using it a lot with a green screen.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like a green screen world. And I get that. I understand that. That's got potential. But
it's cool. Yeah. Like
it's very cool.
I started
when I started with VR chat, guys, in 2017, they had meetups once per week. I think the founders were there as well. I don't remember actually. I remember that I was
in the comedy club. Well, they're like a comedy club.
No, I remember meetups. They were doing meetups when it was kind of like in a flat. That was like a bar or a flat or something. Not a bar, but it was like a flat.
No.
And I remember like they had every Sunday they had a meetup there. And that's when I was going there. So yeah, I was really early, and then I didn't use it for a long time, because then I started working on Somnium and stuff. But I was popping in from time to time, just to see what's going on. But yeah, that was a long time ago. Jeez, I'm old.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. You still look good though.
Oh, thank
got
you.
that bit out.
No, but that's Apple magic. That's not my. It's nothing to do with me. It's the iPhone camera.
And comparing like VR chat to Somnium,
like
the persistence.
Don't go there.
I get it. I really do get it. I'm excited for that bit. The persistency. You know what I mean? Like the persistent world.
Oh yeah.
You're asking me? Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyone who's listening.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? You user. No. No, look.
He did a Knuckles voice again.
It's oh really? Okay. But I think, look, the VR chat, I do go to VR chat, and I do go to some meetups and some normally like some closed parties and stuff. And it's amazing. Like the quality of some worlds is just great. It's just super cool. And I love it. Somnium is different, and we're building it differently. And honestly, we've got like 1,000th of users of VR chat, or maybe 1/10,000th of users of VR chat. But we are trying to go into different direction, and the path we've chosen deliberately is very difficult. Like there's a lot of hate because people don't like blockchain, and I get it. Again, there's so many scammers out there that I hate those scammers, okay? And I just hate the whole thing, but I love the technology. So it's very difficult because of that. To build on top of the VR, the blockchain, to make it work is hell of a work. And then to make it persistent, so you have one huge world where everything is rendered and everything is persistent, and you can call each other and talk with each other in the same time. It's even worse. So we basically have chosen like the most difficult, the most horrible way how to build VR. But we're getting there. I mean, one day we'll get there. The good thing is we'll never stop. I'm crazy person, and I will just push with with my team as long as we need to push to make it happen. And I think that's kind of where we are. Like that's it. And we have great user community. Like it's small, but great people, and we're all having a lot of fun. So yeah, it's fun.
So how long has this how long has this journey been, would you say?
It's been since actively building since 2017. So really long time. We were on Steam since 2018.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Since 2018, and I think for the past 1.5 years almost, we've been working on the new update, which, if God lets us, and our devs will finally deliver. But we're there. We're launching Somnium 3.0 update. It's a pretty big update actually. In 1 month, for probably 2 months for public beta, and private alpha will launch in a week and a half. So we are kind of going through 2 big milestones for our company. One is the VR headset, which is another crazy endeavor, expensive and difficult, and God knows why I did it, but it's amazing. And the second one is the new update for Somnium, right? And we've been working on those things at the same time, and it's just like if I survive this Christmas and then the first 2 months of the next year, I'll probably survive everything. You will not be able to to diminish me. So yeah, will be interesting year next year for sure.
No, it's the reason I asked that is because I mean, you guys are still pushing for you guys are the true believers of the technology, clearly, because there was that metaverse boom, right? And that was when probably a lot of the grifting happened around all that stuff.
Oh my God, it was so horrible, I have to say.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling, we'll get there probably, but I'm feeling that it's slightly happening the same in VR hardware right now. I kind of get some vibes from some companies.
I know
exactly what I'm
talking
about. But I look at this and I'm like, oh no, please, not again, because I went through it in crypto and it was horrible because, again, we are, we've been building since 2017 on the blockchain. Nobody freaking cared about the blockchain at that time, but we've been building already. Now the boom came, the grifters came, the scammers came, everything got completely smashed. We benefited from that as well, but we've been there for it from the beginning.
Right.
And then those scammers just went away. People said, "Oh, look, I told you it's a scam. Blockchain is a scam." And we're like, "What? What? Yeah. It's not true. It's not fair. Okay, come on. Don't hate us for this. It's not our fault, right?" And now, because of Apple, it might be happening in VR hardware again. I just hope it's not. I just really hope it's not, because it will damage reputation of hardware as well. But yeah.
I know. I trust me.
But it's funny. Look, it's funny to watch. It's funny to watch. I mean, and I'm in a very difficult situation because on one hand, I'm running a company where I'm building the social VR world, right? And the hardware. And I cannot just, I have a lot of opinions because I have a lot of insights and I see some things, and I obviously have a lot of opinions about what I want to say. But many times, or 95% of the times, I just shut up because I know that people will look at me and say, "Oh, he's just saying this because it's competitor and he wants."
Yeah,
and that's not true. I'm not like that. Like, just not true. I'm either I like Pico. I love Pico. I praise the headset. I love Valve Index. It's a great headset. I have no problem praising that headset. VR chat is good. Like, it's good. No problem to praise that. But if something is bad, I will just I want to tell it too. Because
next time we play Hyperdash, I'm going to remind you that you're not competitive. Okay.
Oh my God, Hyperdash! Just don't know how to play it. Right?
It's such a good game.
Hyperdash? Did you ever try it?
I'm not sure if I played that one actually.
I've never played it. First time in like a couple of weeks ago. I can't believe I've missed it, but it's so much fun.
It's one game in VR which we are, as the Somnium devs and community, we are going back almost daily, and we play we used to play in real tournament. Then they smashed it and closed it. We said, okay. So we found ourselves Hyperdash, and it's an amazing game. It's you just move a lot. It's easy to understand. Great controls, because
soundtrack.
I
great
think
tracking,
I kind of
great
know what game you're
arcade.
talking about now. Yeah, there was
We'll
another
put it on
game
the screen.
similar
Can
to
we
it,
put it on
I
the screen,
think.
Shoda? Here, like like somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great.
I remember a game also. That's on. Was that on side quest at one point as
It's
well?
like you can hop on rails. It's like do, then you
Yeah,
reset.
yeah.
the
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I know
You
what you're talking
dash, and you do on the
Hyperloop.
rails, and you shoot. It's a
You
very
shoot Artur in
dynamic
the face with a
shooter
shotgun.
with good controls. Like it's
Mhm.
very well balanced. Very rarely you get a game which, like, for example, okay, I have to complain again. Shoda and some other people are playing Ghost of Tabor game. Okay,
Don't
and they're like,
don't
Artur,
you shit on my chips.
no.
I love
will
that
do
game.
it. I will go there.
I
will go
love
there.
that game.
Because you
Makes me
told me
angry.
with curious news. No, you told me, Artur, come play with us. Okay, so I said, break it. Let's
That's
do
the
it.
biggest mistake I've ever done. You, as soon as you spawned in, you killed us instantly.
Yeah, but I
Like, yeah,
just
thanks, all
tried
that
to,
nice
I
gear,
just
all
tried
that
to
nice
shoot. I
gear.
didn't know that it's like
Gone now.
you lose everything and stuff.
Gone.
I had no idea. Anyway, they bring me into the game, okay, and I'm like, okay, let's play. Let's do it. I played Population 1. It's fun. I play Hyperdash, fun as well. I thought, let's have some fun. I come in, and they're like, oh, you have to go to this room. You have to equip this, and I'm like, the AK is horrible. Like, how can I move? I move one way. My character goes another way. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, and I'm not like newbie in movement in
This is
VR.
why we
I know
call him
like
Grandad,
different
bro.
systems, and they're
This
like,
is why
oh
we call
wait,
him
but if you want to, like, it was just horrible experience in the beginning. Maybe
To be
it's
fair,
a fun
that movement
game,
thing
and
is annoying with the whichever
just-
way your controller's pointing. That's
I was
the
like,
way
who
you go
designed this and
forward.
why? Why? And then we get into the game, and then the textures were like what? And I said, like, instantly, I said, is it also on the standalone? And these two are like, yeah, it's on standalone. I'm like, oh, so this developer didn't
explains it.
optimize it for PCVR. They just did it for standalone. They left the
Yeah.
same textures. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So sorry, Ghost of Tabor. I know there's a lot of fans of your game, but for me,
It's just not for the older generation. I think that's what he's trying to put out.
What? Oh my god! Okay,
There. Yes, rage quit.
He's
Tell me, Brad,
gone.
you played
Rage
Ghost of the
quit.
Ball before, Brad? You played it?
I have not played it yet. I've had friends telling me to
I
play
think
it.
you didn't. I think you would enjoy it because I think you'd know how to control your character and loot and move around.
So here's the one thing I'm scared to try that game because it sounds like one of those games that's like work because you have to kind of like
it is.
Yes.
It is
Yeah.
100%.
Brad,
100%.
don't listen to him. Let's play Hyperdash. This is much
I'll
more
play
fun.
Hyperdash as well. Can I come?
Easy. You come in, and that's it. You play 10 minutes, one deathmatch, one payload, whatever, capture the flag, and you're out. You're sweating,
if you are
you're
winning,
happy.
The match will get reset. Just put it out. When it,
What-
when
what?
it
I played a game called Grapple Tournament VR.
Which one?
Yeah, that's the other one. Have you played that Grapple Tournament? That's
Grapple
a banger as
Tournament
well.
VR. No, I need to try it. I didn't play it.
I don't know if there's even anyone playing it anymore, but that was that was very like Unreal Tournament ish, but in VR.
Oh
as
wow.
well.
Okay, I need to try it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was pretty
Okay.
cool.
All
I
right.
think we need more. What do you boys reckon will get more AAA game studios to actually make games for VR?
Apple. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right. It's
I don't know. Look, I think
it's okay.
money
The
wa-
indie's doing it, but we need some proper meat and taties. You know what I mean?
I don't think it's sustainable most of the time for AAA devs to even look at VR still, even with Quest 2 success.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too small. It's
We're
too
down to money
small,
again.
and
Yeah.
I think we just need to, like. I also said it lately to Marek when we were during lunch. I said, I have a feeling constantly, and especially honestly, I respect all the YouTubers in VR space. Literally,
Yeah.
I do. But I had two grifts with the situation in YouTube scene. One is affiliate links, because
Yeah.
somehow I felt it went out of control. My
Yeah.
feeling, not everybody agrees with me, by the way.
Mhm.
But I stand by what I feel. I feel that it went out of control, and in some cases, for some companies, it is very, very bad. That's
Yeah.
one thing. And another thing is, it feels to me that the YouTubers, the mainstream YouTubers of VR, they somehow went to pretend too quickly that we're in a mainstream position for this VR industry, and we are not. We are just not yet there. But pretending of being in this mainstream industry of how they review the products, how they review the software, we're doing we're not doing great job for VR industry at all. Like, we're actually rolling us back. They don't understand it yet, probably. They think that we're pushing it forward, but in my opinion, we're pushing backwards. We need to stay indie. We need to show to people that VR is not mainstream yet. The experience inside VR is not mainstream yet. It's clunky sometimes. Sometimes you need to work for it. Sometimes you need to do this and that, but people need to understand it, because from the reviews, you don't get it. You just don't. You think it's like all shiny, and you just buy this and you put it, and you're all in mixed reality, and suddenly you're washing dishes and watching YouTube. Like, do you know how much you have to work to watch this freaking YouTube video while you're washing dishes in mixed reality? It's not easy. Stop a friend. Sorry,
No,
I got emotional.
No, I think that sentiment. Oh man, that made me want to jump out of my chair too. Like,
he's so on point. He's so on point.
It is, because like that's like everyone hates my. Or okay, I gotta be careful what I say. A lot of people hate my reviews of things.
Oh, I love your reviews.
I love your reviews. Get out my head, Artur.
Like, they're like, Brad, what hardware do you like? It's like you hate all the hardware that releases, basically what people think. And I'm like,
yeah, what do you
do?
do?
Because I can't imagine what, like, there is still so many problems with everything that releases. I can't imagine the everyday person using it for longer than 2 weeks. And that is a problem.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And I'm the one who is doing VR daily, right? Yeah. Daily. You are as well, and he's as well. We're doing daily VR, and we still agree with each other. Like,
the thing is, though, the amount of stuff extra I've got to do to get what I want. You get the normal
Thunder Chakra on top too. That's there you go. Like,
see, Bradley,
I know exactly why you do it.
Why should I need to do that to get the experience I want when normal people are going to struggle with just the normal stuff? Friction. I get it now.
and sorry, I'm not an Apple fanboy at all. I'm an Android user. Here's my proof.
Where's your Android phone? Pull it out.
One foldable phone.
Oh, yeah. Put that in the bin.
Second foldable phone. Okay. Okay. I'm not an Apple fanboy, but I think, and I said it loudly, and I will repeat it here, and you can cut it, people, and post it on Twitter, do whatever you want with it. But I think, like, when I argue that Apple headset will be the best XR headset, period, people come to me on LinkedIn or this professionals, they come to me and they say, Artur, but Apple doesn't have any VR developers in their ecosystem. And I say to them, listen, boys and girls, you will see that their non-VR developers will do a better job in VR apps and XR apps than the VR developers on these conventional platforms. I bet my money on it. Like, I can bet $100, no problem right now, that this will be the case.
Marek, you heard it.
It's really shocking. Kind of going back to, obviously I talk to a lot of YouTubers. We always have our cabal meetings, right? Our YouTuber cabal meetings. And the one thing that shocked me, still shocks me, but even back then when they announced it, is most current VR YouTubers, they look at that device and they're like, it's not worth it for me to buy it to make content for, right? So and my brain is like, I would sacrifice all the other headsets.
Yes.
and literally, like,
you are not a Mac user even. Yes,
I'm not. I use my Windows all the
time. I neither. Agree. Yeah, that's just stupid.
Yeah, like, because like, yeah, they're like, okay, it's expensive. It has no VR games. I'm like, you don't understand though the amount of like thought and every decision they've made already. I talked about, even in my Quest 3 review, is like, I talked about hand tracking, right? And like, I basically say with Quest, so Quest 3 has their best hand tracking they've released, right? That they released so far in a product, right? And I said, I turned it off. I got sick of it. I got so freaking sick of it, because when you get into like hand tracking, you're basically starting to get into brain computer interfaces at that point. And the hardware inside Quest 3 is not good enough to understand a user's intent of when and when not they want to click things or interact with things. And what I saw what Apple was doing just for that one basic thing of how like they fuse the eye data and like they use 2 cameras per eye. That's freaking ridiculous, by the way. Just to like make sure that the intent of what user is going to click, even when they use the hand tracking and eye stuff together, is so exactly the kind of decisions we need in XR, right? Like that ability to do something like that. And I just when I see reviews of different hardware, even Quest 3, and I gave it mostly like an okay review. Like I said, it's okay, right? The best Quest headset ever. I'm like, there's still so many things that are ridiculously jank. So freaking jank.
It's not user friendly. It's just for us, we are in this microcosm of things, and even we complain, okay? We complain about those things.
A fuckload.
What do you think about other people? Like how do we want to put 50 million people into those devices to make to enjoy them? Like this is difficult. And like first of all, Shota, just a small note here. We need dramatic music. Did you hear about that cabal of YouTubers? One day we'll penetrate that cabal of VR YouTubers.
Don't say penetrate.
Okay, penetrate is maybe a bad word. Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, I know you use VR chat too much. Holy frick.
Yes, I do. Don't call me out like that.
My English is my not native language. Okay,
Penetration.
Professional.
You played genital jousting, haven't you, sir?
So what did I want to say? I want to say that one day we'll how do you say it tell me the word instead of penetration.
What are you trying to say? One day we will smash through? No, that's just worse than penetration.
Penetration is better.
Let's go with penetrate. It's okay. If we make
enter will be more too dramatic. Like enter,
don't say enter.
It's too dramatic. Like, but when I say enter, I kind of imagine like us smashing the door. Like, hello.
Don't say smashing the door.
We're here. Did you expect that? No, okay. But we're anyway here. No, what I want to say that the Apple part is just this headset will, by the attention to detail and by attention to detail from the developers, because those, you can say anything about iOS, whatever, but by comparing it to Android, these developers are just doing a better job because they put attention to freaking detail. I can see it on the iPhone. I can just feel it, right? And Apple by itself, by the combination of the ecosystem, they put even more cards on the table. So now if you put any developer of iOS and give him Unity and say like, this is your home right now, do a VR game, they're like, okay, how does user, how do they open the menu? No, they cannot just be that, right? We need to do something more intuitive, and they will figure it out. They will just do it better. I just feel it, that the non-VR developers from Apple ecosystem will become better VR developers, and it will be so embarrassing for all of us. Like literally, even for us as a software developer, we'll be like, oh my God, okay, we'll have to remake. Oh Jesus, no. So I think that's it. I really believe it. I really believe that this is the case.
And not even just that, like a lot of people in this industry, like their answer to how we solve the mainstream problem is constantly,
Price.
We need this company to subsidize or throw back some money and not make a profit or until
wrong.
Right. That's how I feel. It's like, because the way I see it, especially after the failure of Quest Pro, where I think they were trying to make hardware at a profit at some level, I look at it and I'm like, okay, so Meta right now there's no profitability in Meta's XR stuff right now.
4 billion per quarter they're losing.
Yes. At what point, even Meta, the big dogs of the industry, at what point are they going to be able to make a profit? Not even just on software, but like hardware, especially.
That's a good question.
They're like, is it just one day going to magically switch and then they can just raise the prices of their hardware? No, because they've already conditioned people to think that $200 more than $300 of the last headset is already too expensive, right? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. It drives me
in a loop.
like,
and that's why Apple is Apple. They say to you, okay, first of all, we'll do a VR headset which is desirable, not affordable, but desirable.
Yep.
Number two, we will make it good so that every person can use it and understands how to use it. And three, we're not going to lose money on it. Like, I'm sorry, we're not going to lose money on freaking hardware. Like, this is Apple's business, right? And I mean, if I calculate, because I see some breakdowns on the internet of how much Apple supposedly should cost.
Right.
I think honestly that the cost of the hardware is much more because the screens which they're using, the scrape rate of those screens is like 80-90%. And honestly, I have to say I know because of like our screens and how we that was a lens from VR1. I'm sorry. But the scrape rate of our screens,
bring it back.
How we have to deal with this, and we have to put money into it, and we have to account for that. And it's a huge number. Apple is even much higher than us. Their screens are expensive, and I mean, even the screens alone, and that's why I was laughing at some other companies. Their screens alone cost probably 1.2K per headset, just in screens, just for Apple, even with their huge volumes. And now you put M3 chip, M2 chip, R3 chip, and all the cameras and stuff, and suddenly it's 2K, maybe 2 something, and their profitability on this headset is small, but at least they're not losing money. Like, at least they're not losing money. And that is a correct approach, in my opinion.
Yeah, because over time, those displays won't be so ridiculously expensive.
Exactly.
So future generations, even
Sony will figure it out, and others will figure it out how to make them, and they will start making them in a lower
and all
prices,
those suppliers, BOE, they're all trying to get in that supply chain now. So they're building those same supply lines. It's beautiful. Freaking
yes,
beautiful.
Yes.
Love it.
So yeah, I mean, I think Meta by subsidy, and I can see it on our, we have a lot of people coming in for VR1 interest and stuff, and I mean, I'm very thankful for that. And hello, people from our Discord, and from your Discord too. There's some lovely people there as well. But I can see that some people's expectation is like, if it's more than $900, they look at the specs first, okay? And they're like, if this is more than $900, I'm not buying it. I'm like, dude, sorry, $900? Like, come on. What? It's like, how is it even possible? Like, I cannot build it for $900.
But the index, like 4 years ago for $1,000, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's that. I really don't. Let me just say this, please. Let's not talk about it after. But like, there's people that think Meta's done more good than harm to this industry. I do not feel that way. Because talking about right here, where
my disgust noise.
People expect, if it's not a $300 toy, then I don't want it. So
I'm sometimes imagining the situation. What would have happened if Oculus have not went into standalones and continue to develop the PCVR part?
Don't get me fantasizing.
I think that Index would have been, or Valve would have been pushed to innovate much more. Honestly, probably VR1 from Somnium would not have existed, because I would not feel an urge and this feeling inside of me that, like, hey, is PCVR dying? I don't want it to die. I want it to exist. And I was like, man, we need to do something about that, because like, what the hell? And that's kind of like, but if that would have happened, then I would have not done this, and then the whole thing would be completely different. But like, really, I wish Oculus would have continued doing PCVR, and I wish HTC would not have dropped a little bit of the ball here and there. We all rooted for HTC. We all wanted to love them because it was our first good, room scale PCVR experience of all of us here, and we were, it's in our hearts, like. Here, yes, it's here in our hearts.
Mine was CV1, not HTC.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I love that headset. I love that headset so much. The microphone.
Rift S, by the way, was a great headset. I have to say, Rift S was I called it a working horse. Like, it was a very solid headset which worked. Which just worked.
He's not played with a Rift S user in VR chat, has he? When the microphone goes.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
I remember that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
it's almost nostalgic now. Almost nostalgic. Very long time ago.
Brett, I wanted to ask you always, like, it's not just a standard question because I watch all your videos and kind of love your reviews and
Yeah.
I love your honesty. Like I really love. It's very very rare when someone is not trying to
Shill?
not even to shill, but to shill as well, of course, but just not trying to be someone else while on camera and just speaking up your mind and just telling what you think. I think it's very rare. Like there's several people like that,
It's
and
a
I
good
really
quality.
value that. So
Good
really,
quality
really
stuff.
love your content. But I think 2 questions from my side, and both are very interesting. How did you decide to like start doing this the VR content more, and how did you transition to the hardware kind of reviewer? And where do you see yourself in like 5 years? Like because like in terms of because there's monetization part and all this. I just try to understand, where do you see yourself in this industry in 5 years? Because I sometimes like ask myself this question as well, and trying to answer it. But what are your plans?
Yeah. Wow. I'll
That's
start
a
with the
heavy
hardware
question.
thing.
I'm
Because
sorry.
no, it's crazy because I actually have been thinking about this a lot recently. Because yeah, it's people are asking me, Brad, how are you going to afford the Apple Vision Pro to do content for it? And I tell them, oh well, my channel isn't actually profitable. All the money I get from monetization on my channel is reinvested basically in my hardware reviews because 95% of the time I don't get free stuff sent to me because I'm usually too honest about things, right? And people are scared to send me stuff.
This is sad, by the way. This is
Companies.
Come on, companies. Are you kidding me? Okay.
Don't tell the truth. Just
I think the only hardware, major piece of hardware that I got sent for free was Bigscreen, and
respect Bigscreen. Respect for that.
Yeah, like
honestly.
And not only that, they let me like complain about everything internally and change a couple things based on my complaints. So like if the entire VR industry was like that, oh my gosh, I'd be so happy, but it's not.
Great to hear that.
Yeah, but the only reason I can do this is because my wife works full time, and she supports me. Like if she didn't support me on doing this, I would just be done right now for sure, because it's not sustainable.
She is a legend.
She is a legend. Can we give
like,
her props? Really? What's the name of your wife? Can we say her?
Yeah. Her name's Xin. She's Chinese, Xin. So
Xin. I really mean it. Respect. Thank you. Thank you.
We need more people like Bradley.
His voice. I mean, for me, you're here, so wherever he will be on he'll be probably up, right? Sure. So we need his voice in the VR industry. So please keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, she will definitely need to hear that because I just be a little personal a little bit. It's like it is difficult to be honest and try to make a channel
profitable. I can imagine. I know. I actually know. Yes.
Yeah, like I don't do affiliate links. I don't accept sponsorships. I don't do any of that stuff because it really makes the video feel cheap, and like anything I say feel cheaper. That's always how I felt about YouTube.
100% agree.
Yeah. So that's always that's why it's so hard. I don't want to be mean, but I feel like I run the hardest channel in the VR scene right now because of those 2 decisions of not monetizing that way. But
it must be so hard to like not say what you want as well. There must be so many more things that you just want to say. You must have that tiny.
I think the other YouTubers might feel the same that way, right? When they want to say things and then they kind of like have to navigate this rough waters of pleasing companies and not pleasing companies and how do I do this, and there's an affiliate link, but how do I tie this? Like I feel like that's more difficult than just like not doing it and just say what you know, like at least you sleep well, in my opinion.
I think the other side effect of not accepting sponsorships and stuff, it's like it allows me more comfort to say what's on my mind more often. So
you have freedom.
I feel it's kind of rare where I don't have it. I feel it's rare that I have to hold back what I'm thinking about stuff. And the only time that I might hold back stuff is when I feel like I'm getting too long in my rants, which happens a lot. Like so usually the way I do my videos is I actually just talk to the camera. I don't do scripts or anything. I just kind of rant, and then like I'll just cut out the too much stuff, right? And that's my those are my videos. Like seriously,
that's the best way.
And by the way, on the other side of receiving your videos, I can confirm that we can feel it. At least I can feel it. I can feel the genuine, non-scripted talk about things and your thought process, you know, and that what makes your video special. I really like. I'm sounding like a fanboy, but I really mean it.
Fanboy, I am.
I really mean it because it's super rare, and that's why I was complaining about YouTube, VR YouTube channels in general. Feel like they're becoming too mainstream while we're not mainstream yet. Like, what's going on here? Why are we trying to pretend that we're something else if we're not yet there? Please don't. Like, let's not do it because that's wrong approach. People will be misled. They will be unhappy. Consumers.
Yeah, I think there's some friends that are also VR YouTubers, and they've come to thank me a little bit as well because I mean, if you think it's bad now, it was even worse years ago. Like there was that period of like toxic positivity where people thought that if you said anything bad, you would just sink the entire VR industry. Yeah, like there was that. I remember there was that a little bit. So it was even worse back then, I think. But
like super hyping up things.
Yeah, it was really, really. Yeah, it was. I remember, man. I remember. I probably can go back to my old videos and be like, if I said anything bad, I'd look in the comments and there'd be people like saying, "I can't believe you said that. You're gonna kill this industry, Brad," or whatever.
God, the VR users, they're so opinionated, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Amazing, but you say that one thing wrong about.
Wait a second. I have a question. So you are one of the leading VR voices in the industry. Definitely in social part.
Yeah.
Who do you watch? Like, who are YouTubers you are watching? I mean,
obviously himself.
Of course. I mean,
no, I don't watch myself. In fact, I hate editing my own videos, even though I have to because I can't afford an editor. I am so jealous of people that can afford an editor. By the way, that's crazy. Anyway, sorry, that was a quick rant. The only YouTubers I watch, I don't watch many YouTubers actually in general.
Fair enough.
I am a big fan of Gamers Nexus. I think the way they do things are what I look up to in terms of like, because they're very high-end hardware focused, but for PCs, and they are also very.
Yeah, I can definitely see.
We'll link them. We'll link them below. We'll link your channel, your Twitter, and then we'll link those other channels as well.
Yeah, they break down things so like meticulously.
They are pretty much what I want to be long term for VR. Like I want to be the Gamers Nexus of VR. I look up to them a lot.
Yep, you can. I can see that easy. I can see that.
Yeah, the other YouTuber I probably would watch constantly, and this is not even like a tech YouTuber. This is just a guy who reviews very old games. His name is Ross from Accursed Farms. He does this series called Game Dungeon, and he's like, I don't know. I really like what he has to say too.
Okay, but we'll link him below as well. I don't know this YouTube channel, so
yeah, these are my two inspirations, and they both just like are really. They're actually both really honest, like exceedingly honest, and I think that's where a lot of my thoughts on how YouTube should be done comes from. That so. Yeah, but other than that, like I don't really watch anything else on YouTube. No offense to anyone. I just also. Like also there's also another thing that I try to keep. It's why I don't go on Reddit anymore. I haven't for like the past 2 years, and
Reddit. Oh no.
I only go on Twitter, and even on Twitter I limit my amount of people I follow because I don't want my opinions to be changed.
Oh right. Okay, that's
subconsciously.
A good point.
Right. So if I like, especially in places like Reddit, if I watch like a subreddit, like the virtual reality subreddit, hardware will release, that might tweak my mind subconsciously of how I feel about a thing. So yeah, I try to limit myself on that as much as I can. And it's not because I dislike any of the content. It's just I really try to keep my own inner thoughts within this awful brain of mine. So
there's only one headset that exists in the that VR Reddit. That's the
Yeah.
Quest 2.
Yeah.
Don't bash the Quest 2 and Reddit. You'll get your head
Yeah.
chopped off.
Yeah, and also sometimes people, there's also kind of a mental health thing to it, because there are people are very opinionated about me on Reddit as well, and I don't want to see those things. I don't need to see that crap. That's
I have to say, you have a very lovely Discord, Brad, okay? Because I get sometimes tagged there. Okay? I remember when I came first time to your Discord, which was not so long, I mean, half a year ago, I don't remember. I remember I came in because we did some announcements on VR1, and I heard somewhere on our Discord that someone said something on your Discord. So I said, okay, I probably should go and check it out and answer some questions. So I pop in and I say hi, and then someone like, oh, this is Artur from Somnium, and someone said like, oh, if you survive here for longer than 5 minutes, you'll survive everything. I'm like, dudes, I should be fine. No, I mean, lovely people. I really enjoy. We have some people in our Discord from your Discord. And it's fun to watch, I have to say, and I kind of enjoy it.
Like
and opinionated. Of course, they have a lot of opinion, and I mean, they most of the, I have to say, most of the time, many people know what they're talking about. That's what I appreciate. That it's not opinion. I hate when people are opinionated, right? Am I saying this correctly? About something, but they have zero knowledge about it. But
that VR1 headset is too expensive. Too expensive.
No, but like, okay, this is even not the worst, thing. Like, it's okay to say that VR1, even though they don't know the price yet, but they already say it's too expensive. That's fine. But
how much is it?
What?
How much is it? You can tell us.
It's the most beautiful price you've ever seen in any VR industry.
He's such a politician.
You would be so happy to spend every dime. We will ask for it because you will just love the headset. I hope you will love the headset. It's just my hope. I always tell truth, and this is my personal truth. Will it be perfect headset? I guess not. Will it be the best we can do in 2023 and for the next 4 years? It is. Like, we've put heart and soul, and when I say we, it's like Somnium and VR engineers, guys, freaking magicians. Like, we've put heart and soul and sweat and so much money, our own money, into development of the headset. Not investors' money, not like, we've put our money of the company into this, and we didn't ask for any money. We didn't ask for any pre-orders. I just don't want to have this weight on me, people sitting and saying like, I just want to do a thing, give it to people, say this is the price, that's how we produce it, buy it or not, don't buy it. Like, that's up to you.
How much is it?
But how do I don't know, how
don't realize how expensive hardware is.
Oh yes,
like,
yes.
holy
and R&D,
like R&D. Yeah, I was about to say, like, R&D is like a whole expense, and even just getting suppliers to look at you have to get like a certain amount of volume just for like
absolutely. And it's just it's also we started when the COVID was, right? And the supply chain, like, we started to buy the parts for mass production of the headset 1.5 years ago from now. 1.5 years ago, we had to start to buy stock. Okay. And that's a spend. That's right there. You take the money and you just start paying money to the suppliers. Of course, you pay the R&D, you pay the suppliers, you pay the parts and everything. But 1.5 years ago, we had to start buying things. And when people tell me like, oh, and when I hear that some companies are like, oh, we will change this, and I'm like, dudes, like, you what? Like, you change nothing. Like, it's like, it's possible to make some minor changes here and there. That's how we iterate in the last 5% of the journey. That's of course okay, but you cannot change the fundamental parts of this. You cannot change parts on the board. That you cannot change the way how you design the whole system. Electronics, the power supply, you just don't change those things. It doesn't work like that, right? So the amount of money we have to commit up front, not even knowing if people will want it, will it be relevant, will it be something people will want, will we meet the price we envisioned in our minds, can we produce it efficiently enough to do this, can we deliver it fast enough? Like, these things you just don't know, because 2 years ago we didn't know it. But anyway, we decided to do it, and people call me crazy, even internally. But here we are. Finally, we are here. And maybe we can say it. Should we say it, Brad, or we should not say that? You maybe have a look at the headset sometime soon.
Yeah.
We can say that Brad will be.
Yes.
So
Sorry,
we
fangirl.
we wanted to have Somnium Connect in the end of the year. We still could have done it because we already have everything we need in place. But organizing the Connect itself, the conference, is just such an amount of work that if I would split myself in half and then I would have to be in the headset development and then in the Connect part, I would just die. And I didn't want to die. So we decided, okay, let's push the Connect to end of January. That's kind of an exclusive here. We pushed the Connect to end of January. But we also decided to invite you and a couple of other people to show the headsets, the current state of the headsets, like 3 months before, 3.5 months before we hit the full production, and we turn on the line and start producing. So not only I'm really eager to show it to you because it's
really
my baby, it's my baby.
Really honest.
but I also want to hear your feedback because we still have time to tweak some things. 3 months, like it's a lot of time to tweak the last part. Of course, the general thing is already done and all the electronics inside. But we changed some things here and there, and yeah, I mean, I can wait to show it to you, man. It's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. I will not write a book, but maybe I'll record a long video after we release the headset and it starts shipping. I'll do a rant
of VR1, the journey.
The journey of the headset. Yeah, I mean, it was tough.
I can't wait to get it on my
points.
face. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's for me, the FOV and the clarity and FOV and the brightness. I think that's what I value, what I need in the headset. Like I need good FOV, good brightness, good clarity, and then all the perks on top is great. Like I love them, and some people value this more and this more, but for me, the FOV and the brightness and the clarity is what I want. Like it's just that thing, resolution and that blur. It's like it's hard to go back. It's very hard to go back. But I still love Pico and I still love Index. They're great headsets. I appreciate it. I didn't try Bigscreen Beyond yet, I have to say. Can you like what is the day-to-day use of Bigscreen Beyond? Can you use it quite a bit, right, Brad?
Yeah. And in fact,
and you love it. So what is the?
So like how do I put this? I think at this point, what people are saying about it is pretty much true. But the main reason I think I like it is just like, well, actually, other than you guys, one reason I like it more than anything else is it's SteamVR native, which is like alleviates a lot of headaches for me. But like other than that, like it really is nice to wear something and just have that
not feel it.
Yeah, not feel it. Like I really, it's like, yeah, the headset's got this problem and like this visual artifact and everything, but then it's like, yeah, but it's so light and comfortable, and like that's usually what it comes down to for me is like I can just put it on, I can hang out in VR chat for probably too long in like a single session, right? I don't have to worry about batteries or anything on my headset or anything. So that's really
I have mad respect for Bigscreen for doing what they did. I am sure they had their own reasons, and I think some reasons they're overlapping with our reasons. But I think the way they did it is first of all they tried to innovate, and I think they succeeded in some parts very well. Is it a perfect headset? No headset is perfect, guys and girls. I'm sorry to be the person who bring you this news. There's no perfect headset. Maybe Deckard. Copium on.
Okay.
Put it on.
Oh, hello. Someone say Deckard.
Hello. I said Deckard. Oh my god, the magic word is on. All right. No, okay. Let me finish my sentence, and then you can go to Deckard world.
No, I don't want to.
Tough. I want to know all the secrets.
No, but I think they've innovated. And when I see people come to our Discord and they're like, yeah, but like, why is VR1 so big? And but it's not that big, but like it's bigger than like Bigscreen. Of course, it's bigger than Bigscreen. And people like, I want a small headset with a big FOV. I want a size of Bigscreen, but with this lenses. I'm like, how do you? This lens is bigger, wider than the whole Bigscreen. Like, how do you put this? Like, what? It's like it's not possible. The physics doesn't allow you to do this. It's just doesn't work like this. And yeah, I mean, I've I really have a mad respect that the startup has come up with a headset like this. They bring it to the market. I think overall quite a successful launch. I also really, really respect that they involved you and several other YouTubers early in the process. I wish I could have done the same. But like it's really great that they've done it. And it's amazing. I kind of a lot rely on, I'm a everyday VR user, social VR and VR chat and every Somnium and stuff. So I kind of know what I want from, and I have all the headsets. So I rely on my parts, and a lot of people in our company are the same. So we kind of among each other, I guess we can nail it somehow, but I wish I would have involved more people earlier. But yeah, just have, and they spend their own money developing it, or whether they raise it from investors, it doesn't matter. But they didn't come to people and say, "Hey, give us money. We're crowdfunding this."
Not
and
a
maybe
Kickstarter.
no Kickstarter, nothing. And I really have a mad respect for this, because I know how expensive it is. I know how difficult it is. And they have my respect for that, and they will forever have my respect for that. Really, I really mean it, and it's amazing. It's great. So
yeah, I think I really I agree with like pretty much all that stuff. Is I really think what they did, like it's really hard. Like as you know, hardware is hard, but if you like, we're at that. My biggest problem with people's reaction to Bigscreen, not only just the fact that it's like, oh, I wish it was wireless and had batteries and all that, like all that stuff, right? The fact that they don't understand. There's a lot of people in this industry that don't understand who this device like that is for, and those people I think are actually not as much of a VR enthusiast as they think at that point, right? Like I really think it's like what you said earlier. People think that VR is in this mainstream phase, and it's not. It's really not. And that headset hits like a perfect niche of people that it needs to, and they targeted that exactly, and that's all they needed to do. And I'm sure it's gonna be the same for VR1 as well.
Absolutely. I'm not trying to build a headset for everyone. I told it to the people, like, look, for some people it will be more expensive than they can afford. For some people it will be too bulky. For some people, they will not like, I don't know what, like they would not like this and that. And in the end of the day, I know the target group who would probably enjoy this headset the most.
Yeah.
And these people will value it and love it for things they will love it, probably the same things as I love it for. And that is it. Okay, we cannot even, like, we're building it in Europe, in Czech Republic. We don't even have the factory to build hundreds of thousands of these headsets. Like, we just don't have the capacity, we can build a lot of them, we can do it, we can push the factory to the limit, and we can do a lot, but not in this huge meta style, Apple style part. And that is okay for us. This is the first step. We are already working on the optics of VR2 today. The VR2 is probably like 3, 4, 5 years away, but we're already working on the optics. We're investing money in the optics, quite a lot of money actually in the optics. But like, that's how early you have to start working on things to get it right. There's no magic. There's no magic button. And people think like, oh, the Apple will come and suddenly tomorrow 4K screens will become mainstream. I'm like, no, it's not happening. Like, it's
denied.
It's just not there yet. Like, it will take time. Like, Samsung is planning to produce 30,000 headsets in the first batch. 30,000 headsets. It's nothing for Samsung. It's not even like it's like a test batch. It's just a test batch for them. So yeah, it's hard. And yeah, I mean, I just wish, honestly, that Bigscreen pushed the industry forward by what they did. And I just wish we as Somnium, by doing VR1, will push the industry forward in some other aspects. And by doing this together, we will keep the PCVR alive, and we will maybe push some other companies to innovate in this space. And maybe someone from big company will look at this and say like, hey, these guys are not doing that bad. They're selling quite a bit of headsets. We should do it as well. And that's my hope is. Really, this is what, of course I want to sell some headsets, and of course we want to make profit. Clearly, I mean, we need to survive as the company, but that's not the only reason. Like, if profit was only the reason, trust me, I would never do VR1, like never.
I can
because
believe
it's a very mad thing to do, like really, really mad. I'm pretty sure you get the same from Bigscreen, the guys who are telling you the same stories.
When they first showed me this device, I asked, I actually probably told them like I remember telling him like I don't know, how are you guys gonna make money on this? Like I really thought even back then it was like, all I'm saying that they did way better than I expected back then, so that's a good thing. I'll leave it
No,
at
no,
that.
no. Absolute cool respect that company can do that, and yeah, it's hard.
It's
It is.
innovation. There's only one area I think we're lacking in VR, and that's
Oh,
the
oh
next,
yes.
the next controller. What's it going to be? It can't just be fingers because it doesn't. Ah, what do you
Can
reckon,
it be
Brad?
though? Cannot. I'm a big fan of controllers, but
No, but haven't you got the Tesla suit, and you can.
Mhm.
When's that going to get scaled down so peasants like me can strap it on my wrists and I can
Peasants like
grab
you.
it?
I mean, I have it right here, but it's.
It needs that. I really do believe it
May
needs.
I
something
say
to-
unpopular opinion? Okay. First of all,
Whatever.
Tesla suit is to get to a point where you know everybody will be able to afford it. It will need at least 5 years.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And wait, okay, I will tell different. To get to a point where it's really good and you can able to, because there might be some attempts, but like to really have it like in a proper way, how like today's 12, 15 grand Tesla suits do it. And even today, it's not like perfect, but it will take 5 years. So that's number one. Number two, controllers. I love controllers and I love the haptic feedback and feeling stuff. And I'm very used to controllers. For me, it's like second hands. You know, I'm not even thinking about that.
Yeah.
But I somehow suspect, maybe I'm wrong, that by advanced tracking and because our brain is a very powerful computer, our brain can really trick us to believe into something, right? And I just think maybe I'm wrong, and I might be wrong actually, but I think if Apple is utilizing their cameras in the right way, I just imagine myself like, can you imagine you have such a good hand tracking without any delay? Because delay is killing me on Quest hand tracking. Like honestly, it's something I cannot live with, because I feel the delay thing, and for me this is a showstopper. But if you have a hand tracking without delay, like Ultra Leap, for example, they have a faster hand tracking here and there.
Mhm.
Imagine on Apple headset, you just point your fingers like this, and they become guns.
Yeah.
And then you do different things with your fingers, and the UI changes in the game based on how you do the fingers. And I think at that point, it will be so immersive for you that you will forget that you don't have controllers in your hand. I just have that such a feeling. Maybe I'm wrong, but somehow I feel that might be something like where you just, you know, can you imagine you point this and you just do this, and like it just changes things inside the game, and that your fingers will believe that you have this haptic feedback because you've touched it before. I don't know how to explain it. Like maybe I'm really wrong.
You are onto something, but it's just. Yeah, go on, Brad. Go on, do it.
No, I was gonna say, well, before my battery's about to die. Oh God.
No.
Anyway, no, that's why like I think the fusion of different sensors and the more biofeedback you put in, like biofeedback things you put in these headsets over time, like I think people, you don't need to read. Okay, I'll leave it like this. You don't need to inject something in your brain to figure out what a user's intent is.
100% correct.
Right.
100% correct. Yeah.
So I think eventually you will get enough sensor data, like from, again, just eyes alone. The amount of data that your eyes give, like about a person's emotional state, is crazy. And I think when we start getting more of that stuff put together, like I think that is going to be the killer.
Okay, I tell you one secret. I've never told it publicly. I'm investor in Tesla Suit. Okay, so we work closely with the company. Because it's electromagnetic, stimulation, you can apply a certain amount of current on a user body without the user even feeling it, but the brain registers that, and that thing could make you, for example, feel fear or happiness or stuff without you feeling that something is being applied to your body. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That is magic. And that is something where this is the future, but the future is coming very fast. And with AI and stuff, it actually accelerates. The research accelerates really quickly. So what I'm trying to say is there could be a alternative path to controllers, which we don't know yet about, or we kind of think that there might be. But I think in the next 5-7 years, we'll still need good controllers. And I agree with you that something needs to happen with instead of Valve Index,
because this is still king.
It is a king. I agree.
4 years on, and it's still the Pico controllers are great, but you can't use them.
Wait, by the way, Shota, this is the most immersive shot we will ever get of
Yeah,
Brad.
no,
Did you see that move? Did you see that walk? We'll need to put it on the screen while this is happening. Like this was really cool.
Yeah, just let people map out his house.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that was 1% battery. Holy frick! All right.
Okay.
No,
okay,
I agree. And not even just like, I think people will also be shocked when displays get good enough. When people start realizing they can take some of that biometric data from what they see from your eyes and all these things and like neuromodulate based on what they're seeing on the screens close up to your eyes, you'll be able to do some cool stuff too. Like I think the most I'm sorry, I'm out of breath running. No, like people will be able to do like stress relief stuff, and like there's so much application. Like these headsets are going to be brain computer interfaces someday, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be great.
It's gonna. I was watching the video of Gabe today. 2 years ago, he was talking about brain interfaces, neural whatever thing, and he was saying one of the things which was interesting. I saw that video in the past, but I kind of rewatched it today. And one of the things which I agree with him is that at some point, without penetration, you would be of your brain. I pardon myself. It's of your brain, okay? Without that, you will be able to what? You would be able to configure your mood or your things. And of course, visual part is a very important part. Like audio visual thing is still important, but also other sensors. You will be able to configure yourself into a certain mood and productivity that it will be on demand. And that's what people don't get. And with AI, I don't even want to go in the AI part right now because AI progression is not even geometrical. It's just like
ridiculous.
Like to the moon, you know, like in crypto people say, like it's just completely from here upwards, you know. We're expecting ChatGPT 5 to be what, 500 times more better than ChatGPT 4, which I don't know how to even comprehend this. But that's the case. So like, yeah, there will be advancements. And again, connecting those things to the headset and putting it in your head and kind of experimenting, that will be the research. Like Tesla Suit is working with 46 universities in the world. Wow. And they're all doing research. Like that's a lot. That's a lot of research. And rightfully so, because it's an important interface for the immersive media in general.
Yeah, these things are eventually not just going to be $300 toys. They're going to be very valuable to life.
I think there will never be $300 toys. I think this is the last era. Like I said to people when Apple came out with this, I said, forget about Quest. Like the Quest will go up in price. They will go to 600, then probably 1,000, and it will from here on. It will be more and more expensive. Don't expect cheaper headsets anytime soon. Good. But it will not happen. People are thinking like, oh yeah, it will be cheaper and cheaper and everything, and Quest Lite and Quest Triple Lite and everything. No. I don't think so. I think Meta will be forced to do higher end headsets because of the desirability of those other headsets which will be on the market. They will just feel the pressure.
That's my dream. Please make it happen now.
Was it Half Dome they did? What was it called? Where they had
okay.
Like the screens would move.
Very focal, yeah. I don't think that's coming to.
I know, but even back then when they teased that, it was making me frothy. I'll just bring that.
Yeah, just charge 4K in dollars and bring it into the market. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just do it. But
why not?
I don't know.
It's not standalone.
And they said it was coming soon. Back when they first showed it.
They said a lot of things actually over time.
They said so many things.
They said so many things, and we were like, "Yeah, right, bring it to us. We're ready."
AR
and then we got Gear VR,
yeah,
which was not bad, by the way. Gear VR and what it was, I don't know. Have you ever used Gear VR?
Oh gosh, I used it like once years ago. I didn't use it that long.
For what it was. It was a phone. It has really clear lenses, and it was working. Like I have still a phone at home, like Note 9. And Gear VR, which will work, but unfortunately the software they discontinued, it doesn't work. But the call setup is there, and like it worked. It was not bad. It was not bad. It's just the phone overheated after, I don't know, 1.5 hours. But hey, it was the same battery life in the Quest 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Shod, I know you love your Quest 3.
I
You
love
can't live
it
without
when
it.
I need to eat food and watch something big on the screen. I can just do both at the same time. Don't even know that I'm quite a food enthusiast. I don't know if you can see, but it's all right. It's,
Can you drink out of a glass with it? Like,
let's try. I got my empty
Oh.
whiskey glass.
Ladies and gentlemen, the real-time experiment.
No, but the thing is, though,
the
this is
water
look, this is-
drinking.
This is a poverty spec Quest Pro at the minute.
okay.
This looks horrible, by the way.
No,
There it is, yeah. That's something
What's
I
wrong
can
with
do
this?
in my
I
big
can
screen
see.
beyond.
Wait, can
That's
I
true,
do it
yeah.
in Pico? 1 second. Oh, you see? I can prove you that I can drink in Pico.
okay, go on in.
Watch,
I want it- I
show
want
that. It's for you. It's for you, my friend.
Okay.
Watch.
If you use a straw, I'll piss off.
Ah.
I knew you was gonna do that.
We circled back to the
wait. I
McDonald's
have
a little bit there.
it here. Okay, wait. Yeah. What? Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Can I do it?
That's not bad. It's got a
yeah.
little bit of a because it curves up there at the nose.
Yeah. I can drink. I mean, I have to be a little bit like.
Yeah.
It doesn't go all the way down, but like the drinking test, I think it's like past.
No, the Pico 4 is honestly
it's very close.
the Pico 4 is amazing. It was a year ahead
Approved.
of everything.
When Quest 3 came out, I said Quest 3 tries to be what Pico 4 is already
A
today.
year ago. Yeah.
That's my personal opinion. Yeah, maybe Quest 3 has a little bit better lenses here and there, better this, better that, but overall, it's basically the same.
When I compare it in virtual desktop with ultra mode, I think it's better in Quest 4. Pico 4, sorry. Quest 4.
Well, you have Quest 4?
No,
Wow.
Pico 4.
Okay,
No,
Brad,
that
we
was
don't
the
want
leaker
to keep you here for too long, but
No.
last question. Any secret apart from you trying
Any
the
secrets?
VR1 soon? No. From you trying VR1 soon in Prague, which I can't wait to for you to do. But like any other secret things you are working on, testing, and some behind this.
When is this video coming out?
This will be, I'm not sure. When do we put it? Like Tuesday?
Probably, yeah. If I'll get out. Yeah.
Tuesday, yeah,
Yeah.
probably Tuesday. So after Vario announcement, I'm pretty sure you meant that.
Yeah. That's my focus on. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Whatever
Okay.
they're doing.
Whatever they're
Whatever
doing.
they're
We
doing.
of course don't. We
Oh,
of course
I don't
don't have
know.
no idea.
I don't know
no
what's
idea.
going on.
No idea.
I'm only interested to hear the price.
So am I, Artur. So am I, Grandad.
I'm not
So
telling
much
you
is
the VR1 price yet.
For fuck's sake.
You know who will know the price first when I will tell the price? This guy. This guy.
Bradley, I'm going to step
will-
into your DMs and I'll be like, you know this price of the VR1? I will trade you a Pico 4 for the knowing the price.
Oh, that's okay. That's some. No, trade him a Quest 3, man. You don't need that. Anyway, guys, this is Brad again. Thanks for coming. This was really
Yeah.
fun. I mean, we could talk, as you can see, for many
Too long.
hours. For too long, exactly.
I could have kept going too. Absolutely. This was very, very fun and easy for me.
Thanks for coming. We are pixel slaves. We are.
Yeah.
We called ourselves that, and we stand by the name.
It is very accurate.
It is very accurate. We are pixel slaves. We believe
We're
in this.
fucking nerds who like VR headsets.
Yeah, that's true.
I love
That's
it.
true. We are.
I love it.
We love it.
I'll never give it up. Never give it up.
People people look at us sometimes and they're like, "What are you like virtual reality? Like, what is this thing?" And we have to explain to them, but it's fine. And I hope you'll come back at some point.
Oh, yeah,
And
for sure.
we'll discuss next. We'll see each other in Prague. That will be fun. Oh my God, we should maybe record when you're here. We should record we'll be here together. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. And yeah, I mean, look, I wish you and your YouTube channel and your wife a lot of health and power and strength to continue doing what she's doing. I really mean it.
Yeah.
and just be yourself. Like that's my ask. Just stay yourself, be yourself. This industry needs voices like that.
Yeah, 100%.
And we need to be honest to ourselves in the first place. Like if we are not honest to ourselves, this industry will become a graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So let's not go mainstream too fast. Let's keep it a bit indie.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will, no matter how much money is burned. So
I don't know about you boys, but I could do another Mackies. I'm not gonna lie.
Mackies.
Little Mackies.
DVDs.
Mine's all
The only
gone, but
thing
I'm
I
going to
got
order
left
another one.
is this
I'm
bag.
a food
But-
enthusiast. I really
But
am.
you know, like those magicians are like.
Oh, he's a wizard, Harry.
Okay, that was lame. The most lame thing.
it'll look
guess
good in
what?
post.
And
Same
people will look at it like, that's your marketing strategy, Artur? Oh my god, you sell 0 headsets, man. That's what they'll tell me. I guarantee.
Too expensive. We don't
come
know
up
the price.
with better marketing. Come up with better marketing.
No, make it into a Twitter GIF. It'll work out perfectly.
Or just pulling it out of Mackie's bag. Sponsored by Mackie's.
Sponsored by McDonald's. Okay. No. They're not our sponsors, by the way. They're not our sponsors.
No.
Anyway, guys,
Are available.
that was so cool. Thank you. And we see each other. What?
Whoa.
This is Apple. That's why they will succeed. This is it. Like I can do.
I
Wait, I
think
think this
that's
is also a gesture.
What the flip? I didn't even know it. I didn't even know my.
Try it.
I didn't even know I could do that.
I think
you
your
can
Mac
do
can
it.
do
Try to do this.
No.
If you're a MacBook, right?
I am on
Go
a Mac.
on the top. Go on the top of your like panel, and there is like a violet thing where the camera is. Click on it, and there should be reactions. And if you click on the reactions and activate them, that's where it will do it. Like on the top, on your Mac. There's like one purple screen where there's like a screen and a person. So if you click there, it should say Zoom US and stuff, and then on the bottom there should say reactions on this pop-up or drop-down menu. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Do you have it?
You
don't see it. I mean, maybe it's a different version. I don't know. But anyway, this is like magic of Apple. And again, I really mean it. That's why they will succeed by integration of all of those things between their devices. Like Apple Vision Pro, you'll just put it on, boom, it will open up the windows.
I think I just prove your AI even more, Artur. You're not real. See, Bradley can't do it, but you can. So you're set in the virtual world right now.
Very real person.
Every time.
need the TikTok voiceover.
Oh no.
Well, you know what I'm going to do, don't you, in the edit? You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, anyway, guys, thank you, and see you next time in the next episode of Pixel Slaves. Bye-bye.
Play some VR. Look after yourself.
You too. Goodbye. It was very fun. Bye.